We go live. We went live right at the time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Kevin Hart spent a whole 2 hours throwing jokes at Katt Williams. All of it was lame. I mean, almost all of it. But this interview was watched by so many celebrities, entertainers, everybody. I'm going to tell you right now, hit the like button coming through the door. If you're new here, subscribe. I was going to make this subscribers only. I might do that one for the next video I do, but back to Katt Williams week. And I thought we were over that, but now we're right back at it. Kevin Hart and then responded. So here we go. So here's the thing. While he was doing his NBA gig, I was informed. I don't want to say too much, but I know some people that work with Club Shay Shay, meaning behind the scenes, like the camera production, that side. So we know a couple of things that probably a few people don't know. Now, for instance, there has been some developments that happened in the last 2 days. Like they did get a lot of like heat, Club Shay Shay, from a lot of people saying, why did you have Katt Williams on there saying I'm making all these claims? It was some people did that. They didn't go and specify who was the people that actually had the problems. So it's not just, everybody's loving it on social media and everything, but the people in the industry, they kind of said, well, that's kind of like, we thought this show wasn't, Club Shay Shay was above that, as far as them bringing clients onto their show. See, what y'all don't understand is that the agents, even though you work with, you want to get the artists and entertainers, you'll have an agent that has like all these clients in a row that they represent more than just one. So they'll bring all their clients there. Let's say if Ricky Smiley was on the show, that person might represent, their agent might represent Faison, them, etc. Right? So when you deal with that agent, the agent is upset. He will pull all of his clients away and say, "We won't come there, and we're going to spread the word that this is turned into what he called a Wendy Williams type of show." And we thought Club Shay Shay was above that, and we didn't know it was going to be this type of show. So they were catching slack on that side. But here was the biggest thing. They offered Kevin Hart a chance to come on the show, say anything he wanted to say, if he wanted to say anything about it at all. If he didn't want to talk about it, that's fine also. He was allowed to come on and set up an interview to come on Club Shay Shay. Have Kevin Hart come up there and, knock it out. So it wasn't saying we're going to have you come up here. Oh, thanks, Ken Clark. Oh, you're going to get more information than just that. Keep looking, King Clark. It's a lot. I have over 1,300 pieces of information on there, including what really happened with Nipsey Hussle. And I got the PDF file you can download. So if you're going to look at the Nipsey, download that PDF file. Don't do it on your phone because it's massive. So you're going to have to use your PC. It's not spam. And you'll have all the information, police records, everything. So if anybody on Patreon has a more informative channel, they are lying to you. Now, yep. Yeah. Now here's the thing. The JFK on Patreon too. Yep. I forgot that I did so much stuff on there. I forgot what's all on there. But I know the Nipsey Hussle situation is on there. 100%. No, Darvingham ain't gonna be fired. Now let's get into the situation at hand. Let's get back to Target. Yeah, you'll know why, what happened to Nipsey, everything. That's on the Patreon. All you gotta do is go to the search, type in Nipsey Hussle on the Patreon. Patreon is an app, or you can go on go www.patreon.com, go to Casino for Life. I'm right there. It's very easy to find, just like you get anything else. The app works better to me, but it's your choice. And become a VIP member. That way you have access to everything. Now, let's get to this. All right. Let's get back to this. Now, Katt Williams, right, when he went on this show, they gave Kevin Hart, Club Shay Shay contacted Kevin Hart and said, you have access to come on here. You don't have to talk about Katt Williams. You can come in here and talk about, you promote your movie, do whatever. We just want to make a time. You can come back on Club Shay Shay. It don't have to be this week. It can be a few months. His team declined. I don't know if it was Kevin himself personally or his team, but they declined to do Club Shay Shay. That I do know. It's confirmation that Kevin Hart turned it down. Said he's not coming to Club Shay Shay. And then Katt Williams had reached back to the team after Kevin Hart and all these people were saying these things. Kevin Hart said he would come back on Club Shay Shay anytime they would have him. And not only that, if Kevin Hart comes on there and he don't believe anything he says, Katt Williams said, I will sit right across from any of them on the show. Have both of us on the show, and we'll do a whole truth lie detector right then and there on the show. We'll do the whole thing on the show. I'll come sit right across from Kevin Hart if he wants to do that. And we'll find out who's telling the truth and who's lying. Now, oh, well, we know what Luda and what he went through in his process. And the video I showed you earlier with Luda, that kind of explained a lot. So that's what all the fact-checked information was about yesterday. In case you guys didn't catch that jab he threw yesterday on the NBA show, that fact-check it.
To the hole in New York. What? His shadow game was terrible. Everybody got a good shot.
Good luck, okay? You
back from the busy week you had.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck getting me to talk about that horse. Good luck, okay? You lost me and you got a college offer at age 7. Yeah, that's when I said, all right, yeah.
I can run a 4-1.
Yeah, that's when you lost me. So you can kiss my ass. That's what I say to that.
I was going to the hole in New York. What? His shadow game was terrible. Everybody got a good shadow game. His shadow game was terrible. I go to the hole. Now you need 6.
Certain things I just can't get past. I got 2 words for the world: fact check it. That's what I said. Fact check everything, Andre. So before you ask me to come on the podcast, how about you just use a little thing called Google and look up half the stuff and see if any of it's true. All right? How about that?
I know.
I will say.
So that's what he was talking about. So that's what he was talking about when he came to talking about the fact checking part. But yeah, that's a known fact. Like, that's an old thing. That's nothing really new. Kevin Hart made that statement. Then for the segment, he had to wear that dress. If he'd have refused to wear that dress, he would have never made it. See, I was upset that he went back on Saturday Night Live because it's not Saturday Night Live's fault, but when he had an audition for Saturday Night Live, I told y'all what happened. They wanted him to do 3 impressions, and he chose Avery Johnson because he don't do impressions. He was like, I don't do impressions. Why did you tell him I would do impressions? You know, like I wanted the Saturday Night Live gig, but I don't do impressions. But see, this is the racism that happens on Saturday Night Live. If a black comic on there, he got to do impressions. Everybody else can just be funny. But if a black guy on there, he got to do impressions of other people. We just can't act and do comedy. We just have to do impressions. So he did Avery Johnson, Robert De Niro, and Denzel Washington. And he was doing Denzel from Training Day, and he flunked at all 3. Well, he did Avery Johnson because he kind of looked like Avery Johnson, so that's the one he would normally do. But they didn't know who the hell Avery Johnson was. So when he's doing it, he might have been doing his best friend or somebody. They don't know who Avery Johnson was, so they didn't get the impression anyway. The Robert De Niro impression was terrible. And he was just squinting and trying to do the sign. It just wasn't working. His Denzel wasn't Denzel. It was Training Day Denzel. So that didn't work. So, so he just started doing stand-up after that. And they was just like, all right, that's it. We've seen enough. And Kevin Hart's in his feelings, that's all. Oh, yeah, he's pissed. You can tell he's pissed. It was all in the show. He's irritated by it because this thing is going on like 25 million right now. The views that everybody is seeing is not all the views. They got like almost 30 from the last. When I've heard about it, they said, man, this is the biggest thing we've ever done at Club Shay Shay, period. The traffic just won't slow down. Like for 3 straight days, they say normally after a day or two, everybody would dip. It's staying consistent. Like it's like this. And everybody's talking about it. Normally it go away in like 2-3 days. This thing is staying consistent. And it'll bump up and then stay consistent. And I was like, that's because people are responding. I was like, all those people he was naming, the majority of all of them are responding. They doing damage control like crazy. But here's the kicker, though. For all of y'all sitting here talking about Kevin Hart did this, Kevin Hart did that, Kevin Hart didn't do anything to this man. That's one thing. Like, and I'm like, look, Katt is our boy. Like, Katt Williams is with us. My boy is his DJ. He's from the shop. He talked to us, and I was like, dude, take that leap. Go out there to move to Vegas and be Katt's full-time DJ. Go on, do that. That's the move. he made the move. Him and Katt, like he's loving this right now. Ope is out there rolling around with this. So I told you, Katt Williams has been with Team Mayweather. He's been at Mayweather's parties, everything. TMT, he's been rolling with us. Katt is on our side. So I have basically seen Kevin Hart maybe once. I think I got people that work with Heartbeat when he do something with the local comics, and they put some other shows together, and he come to the town, and I got somebody that work with them. I don't want to say her name and all that because I ain't talked to her. So you don't throw my name in that. I don't want to do that. So anyway, she works with some of the comedians that work with him. She worked with Country Wayne, like booking and all that stuff. So we got people all over the board, but we know Katt way more than we know Kevin. Let's put it that way. Kevin Hart, we barely know, but we know of Kevin Hart. We've seen him come up, so we know his story. So when Katt, we know Katt because we've seen Katt. Katt's been around. Katt's been in everything. So Katt, we've seen. My boy is DJ, down to earth, right dude, like treat you right. It's gonna be 100 with him. He gonna be 100 with you. So that was one thing I told Opio. Like Katt gonna always be 100 with you. As long as you straight up with him, he'll be straight up with you. And he's been his DJ, and they've been rocking ever since. Well, here's the thing. With Katt, the situation changed because, I never saw the Shaq thing, and then when I saw the Shaq thing, I said, "Oh my God, that's just not funny at all." Shaq humping Kevin Hart like that, and I just I couldn't even agree to something like that. Oh no, they told me it was over 30 million. We're not seeing the numbers yet. But they saying it's over 30 million. The information I got from the dude relaying it, who told me Kevin Hart turned down Club Shay Shay interview, turned it down. They told him he didn't have to talk about. Yeah, they told him he didn't have to. No, it's not YouTube playing games. The problem is that when all of this traffic is coming in so much, you're not going to see it right away. They're putting the numbers up gradually. They could see the authentic numbers. Like me, I could see the real numbers. Like I can go and see. We got like a real time counter. It'll show us the real numbers, but what's posted to where everybody can see it is not known to the public just yet. So they get to see the numbers. And since I do YouTube, I know for a fact how it works. So yeah, if they say they got 30 already in the bag, I believe them. Without a doubt. So our real-time numbers, we look at that, gives us pretty much the real numbers. But they do that because some of the views will get kicked out because they're not official views, or they want to dissect what's real and what's not real. So that's part of the process. But I guess Heartbeat and all of them, Kevin turned down a lot of this interview because mainly he don't want to do an interview because of what's happened with his former assistant. People forget that just happened too. The lawsuit with Tasha K and all of that. So he's had a busy week. That's what they was like, man, you've had a busy week. Right after you go through this with your former assistant, talking about, all of these things, he don't want to be doing an interview with anybody. But he definitely wasn't going to go on Club Shay Shay. They just left the door open saying, you're welcome to come here, and say whatever you want to say. You don't have to talk about Katt Williams if you don't want to. Nobody's forcing you to do that. Club Shay Shay's like, hey, you can promote your film. You can do whatever you want. You have the platform, and they declined the interview. I don't know if they said not at this time, and they just said no, he declined. His team declined. So now let's get back to the situation with Kevin Hart. As I told you, Kevin Hart never did anything to Katt Williams. Let me tell you this one time and one time only. I hope it reach y'all. This has nothing to do with Katt Williams being funnier than Kevin Hart. Yes, he's funnier than Kevin Hart. It's not a question. All right. But what did he do to Katt Williams? Could anybody say what Kevin Hart did to Katt Williams? Can anybody in here tell me what did he do to Katt Williams? This person said he talked about Katt yesterday. And this person said he said Katt was on drugs. Why did he say Katt was on drugs? Because he was responding back to Katt. Katt had just blasted Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish on radio, as he been doing for years. So when he was on the Breakfast Club, he said, it's you. You are the reason why this happened. You, and you're blaming Tiffany, and he only spoke out. He was going to ignore it, as he always been doing, but he was responding. What did he ever do to Katt Williams? The answer is nothing. Nothing at all. No, I'm just a truth teller, Leo. What's the dumb crap, Leo? The man didn't do anything to him, period. I'm somebody who know Katt, cool with Katt, cool with his peoples, everything. And I can tell you flat out, Kevin Hart didn't do anything to that man. Not one thing did he do to him. Katt Williams was blasting this man on his stand-up, blasting him on radio, blasting Tiffany Haddish. They never did anything to him. Kevin Hart didn't blackball him for anything. He didn't do any of it. The studios did. And y'all just run with the narrative it's amazing how people can easily brainwash y'all. Y'all can't go off facts. Somebody said he was in a dress. He was telling the truth about that. We all knew that. We saw it. It was on Saturday Night Live. He was Gabby Douglas. We saw the clip when he said, man, I ain't never going to wear a dress. Because he thought he never was going to have to wear one. And then he got on Saturday Night Live and they said, we need you to play Gabby Douglas. But then y'all ignore the fact that nobody cared about no damn dresses. Long as it ain't in a demeaning way. Like when you was grandmama, nobody cared about grandmama. Right? LJ was grandmama, nobody cared. Nobody cared. Shanae, nobody cared. White chicks, nobody cared. They laughed. We all went and saw white chicks. We was cracking up. Nobody complained about that. Wanda being Jamie Foxx playing Wanda. We cracked up laughing. Men on film. Hated it. We cracked up laughing. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's up in arms if anybody sits there and wears a dress. If they're putting you, if it don't fit the script. Big Mama House, which just came on today. Big Mama House, the first one was funny. It was good. So it had a point of a reason why they were doing it. Like Miss Doubtfire, there was a point and a reason why they were doing it. Tootsie, it was a point and a reason why they were doing it. It wasn't in a demeaning fashion. Now, if they're doing it to make you demean you, then that's different. Like, y'all should have a problem with all these movies coming out when they got the African-American guy being homosexual. Just automatically. I'm the only one that spoke up about it and made a video about it, saying, "Dear Hollywood, all blacks, we're not homosexuals." I didn't care if I got penalized for it. I didn't care what was happening. I was sick of seeing that. I just spoke up about it recently in a movie that I saw that I liked the movie. And they asked me, I got a special, they sent me the presentations early to view the movies, tell them what I think, do the surveys, everything. So I see movies a lot, long time down the road, but I'm not allowed to do movie reviews on them until they reach this certain plateau where they take the lift off and you can go ahead and do the reviews. Now, there was a movie called Dumb Money. There's a character in there that was African-American man. And he was probably the only African-American man in the movie. And I'm like, y'all made his character homosexual and he was there for comedy relief. Why in the world do you need to do that when you have 99.9% Caucasian in the film? Can you choose one of them to play the role as the homosexual? That's like seeing a black character in the movie and he's automatically the criminal. He's already the criminal, the R-word person. He's the only one in the movie. That's a problem. So they replaced the dress thing with just making the characters or hiring homosexual black men to play in these movies. When it doesn't, their character or their sexual orientation has nothing to do with the film, the plot, nothing. It's there for comic relief. But they're covering both sides of their boats. They said, well, we got somebody from the GBDC represented in here, and we got somebody black in there. So that's our diversity. So you take the one person that's a minority, so you're going to be the minority of the minority. So you the double minority in the film. But they got you worried about dresses. Now, putting somebody in a dress that don't make no sense when it wasn't in the script, like they tried to do Dave Chappelle, now that's different. Now, you ask me would I ever do it, and the answer is no. I wouldn't even accept the role because I'm like, I'm not going to put myself in no lipstick and no wig on me. I'm not acting. So that ain't finna happen. So I already know not to go down that road. It never makes sense. Oh, so it don't make sense. So for Big Mama's house, it didn't make sense for Martin to be Big Mama. That's what you were saying in it, right? So it didn't make no sense. He had to disguise himself as Big Mama while Big Mama was away. So that didn't make no sense. Mrs. Doubtfire, it was no sense for them to be in him to dress up as the nanny because he can spend more time with his children. So he disguised himself as Miss Doubtfire, his nanny, so he could spend more time with his children. That just didn't make no sense. I don't know. White chicks, I guess that didn't make no sense that they had to disguise themselves as some white girls to go into this sorority to catch the killer. So I guess these don't make no sense, right? I guess. Now all of a sudden, it don't make no sense. What you talking about? I watched all these Transformers movies. Dude, yes, I did watch all the Transformers. Unfortunately, I saw those movies by Michael Bay. I'm talking about all these movies I named. Y'all seen them too. Yeah, y'all acting like y'all didn't go see White Chicks. Y'all didn't watch Men on Film. Y'all didn't watch Martin TV show. Well, most of y'all too young for Martin, but those who did, did. Tu Fong Wu, I didn't enjoy that film, but yeah. To me, that was unnecessary. That whole movie was unnecessary. But anyway, he did a dress for a skit. So he was only in the dress for about 10 seconds. He come popping out at the end as Gabby Douglas. I don't even think he had lines. He didn't have any lines. He just jumped up like Gabby Douglas did and wore that purple dress that Gabby Douglas wore. It was jumping up and down when Gabby Douglas won at the Olympics. So that was that. So it was for like what? Less than, I would say, 30, 40 seconds. He was on the dress, bumping up and down with the gold medal. Once that was done and over with, he ain't been in the dress since. And everybody want to hold that over his head because they want to hate Kevin Hart. It's just what it is. Y'all want to hate Kevin Hart. It happens. I've seen this. Y'all do this with everybody else. One person say somebody ain't funny, and then all of a sudden Kevin Hart ain't funny no more. How? They don't even make sense. Now, what he did yesterday wasn't funny. With them paper cup people, that was terrible. I'm just a truth teller. I don't switch nothing up. See, y'all trying to pick a side instead of looking at facts. There is no sides. If you on the side of the truth, that's just what it is. The truth is, Katt been taking shots at him all that time and for no reason. This man got put in movies that Katt Williams felt should have been his. But from what they know, and what the studio's been telling them, Katt Williams didn't show up to his promos. He couldn't go to Australia for whatever the reason is. So if anybody see Katt Williams, ask Katt Williams why he couldn't go to Australia to do Fool's Gold. And whatever he did, because the role was his, that's the only role that Katt Williams, that Kevin Hart took, that was his. And he didn't take the movie for him. It ain't like he stabbed him in the back for the role. Fool's Gold came because they dropped Katt Williams. That had nothing to do. He couldn't go to Australia. So the studio moved away from Katt Williams and said, well, let's get this guy Kevin Hart. And he got the audition. He went out there and he killed it. And that opened up doors for him. He already had the hot stand-ups. And Katt Williams said, nobody ever stood up and applauded. Did you see Laugh at My Pain? Did you see Grown Little Man? That one? He was killing those back then. What are they talking about? The Shaq All-Star lineup? Are you kidding? Kevin Hart was the hottest comedian out in 08, 09, and 07. I remember watching the damn DVD at this damn broad's house. We were laughing our ass off. No, that's the thing. But y'all talking about he was never funny because somebody told you to say that. See, if you keep saying that, then eventually other people start to repeat it and they go, yeah, he ain't funny. They did the same thing to Eddie Murphy. The same thing with Eddie Murphy. All Eddie Murphy movies is coming out and everybody starts saying, man, Eddie ain't funny no more, man. He telling these lame jokes now, man. Eddie lame now. No, they're the same thing to Eddie Murphy. Then y'all stop going to support his movies. He putting out all these films for black folks and hiring all these black folks in there, and then y'all sabotage him. because somebody wanted to whisper that, man, it ain't funny no more, man. You see what I'm saying? All the stuff he's saying is stuff that y'all could feed off of and eat off of. I'm not saying Katt Williams lied. Okay? He was just inaccurate off a few things. Katt Williams has always been the guy that talked about other comedians. Period. That was his game. It's not about who's funnier. You see, that's what y'all make. Y'all make it like you got to choose. You got to choose either Kevin Hart or Katt Williams. You don't. You can enjoy both of them. They are both great at what they do. Kevin Hart is funny. He does have some great movies. I love the movie with him and Wesley Snipes. That whole little series, that little mini series that they, the true story, I love that. Fatherhood was good. Now, some of these other ones that he got on Netflix ain't been cutting the mustard, but those other ones he was good in. Now I'm just a truth teller, man. I don't know how to sit there and lie to people. Nobody's capping anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to cap. We're grown men. Tiffany Haddish ain't funny. What? Okay, if you don't think she's funny, you don't have to watch Tiffany Haddish. But what did she ever do to Katt Williams? Nothing. And see, here's the thing I got with Katt about Tiffany Haddish that I think he was wrong with. He was 100% wrong on. Because Tiffany Haddish actually was, you called her up and apologized to Tiffany Haddish. She got her Emmy. You called her and apologized and went there to the Emmys and said, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that about you. I shouldn't have tried to tear down a black woman like that. That wasn't my goal. I was just frustrated. And you apologized to Tiffany Haddish. And y'all hashed it out. You went over there with her after you did all that and she got the Emmy. You backed her getting the Emmy. You backed her. And then you came out. Yeah, he backed her. She got her Emmy and he backed her right up 100%. He stood right there with her. What's up, O'Shea, Duke Jackson? I see you, bro. I appreciate the support, brother. Now, Tiffany Haddish never did anything to Katt. They were cool. And that's what I'm saying. After you make up with somebody and y'all say somebody say something about you and you call them and then y'all hash it out and y'all cool, y'all take a picture and everything else, and you don't say nothing about that person again, and that person go right back to talking about you, you'll have a problem with that. Knowing that Tiffany didn't do nothing to this man. But she did say, man, I think this dude is just, he's starting to look a little bit like Charleston White right now. Which was funny. I was like, now that was funny. Katt is starting to act like Charleston White right now. Damn. Except for, I'm lying now? How am I lying? How am I lying? Don't you see him right there? at the Emmys, and he stood right there with her while she got the Emmys? Both guys are funny. That's just it. Kevin Hart is funny, and so is Katt Williams. Katt Williams is just a better comedian. That's just it. But Tiffany Haddish done nothing to that man. I'm not sticking up for Kevin. I'm telling the truth. When does telling the truth mean something to y'all? Why are you sticking up for Kevin? I'm not sticking up for Kevin Hart. I'm telling the truth. As I told you, I know Katt more than I know Kevin. I'm just speaking the truth. Pretty soon, people are going to realize the truth matters. How am I hating on Katt Williams? Where's the hate for Katt Williams? I don't hate Katt Williams at all. He told the truth about what? He said that there was a movie script, right? He said there was a movie role that he turned down and they would give those roles to Kevin Hart. He turned down movie scripts and those scripts will end up in Kevin Hart's hands. And they had like all kind of gay stuff in them. But Kevin Hart would do it and he wouldn't. What role was that? Because Central Intelligence didn't have nothing to do with Katt Williams. Now, am I wrong or did Katt say that? There are evil things going on behind the scenes in Hollywood. Oh my God, is that a big secret? Or don't we all know that? Oh my God. What? You must ain't been on the Patreon. If you was on the Casino for Life Patreon, you would already know that. And not only that, we named the names. You see, what Katt Williams did was say these people was in these rooms, like they had a meeting when he spoke about Ludacris. I still spoke who was there. I'll actually tell y'all the locations right now where both of those meetings were at. Because it's on the Patreon, but I'll tell y'all right here. Even if you're not on the Patreon, I'll give y'all a little nugget. It was in Burbank, California, and Tarzana, California. It was 2 meetings with the powerful execs at Universal, but it was much bigger than just Universal Films. MGM Films was also involved. I know exactly what's going on, fellas. And not only did I do that, I gave you the names. Bro, Kevin Hart wouldn't put me on no damn payroll. Why would he put me on a payroll when I sat right here and said everything he said yesterday was lame as hell? And I mean it was the lamest responses I've ever heard from the paper cup boys. First of all, these dudes are damn near 50 and they calling themselves the paper cup boys. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Or plastic cup point. Now, and they're not funny. I'm sorry. They come up with it. Take about 4 of them to come up with one good joke. That's how bad it is. That's his writing team. And they were on that NBA thing and they were laughing like they were saying something gold. Everything they said was lame. And they kept running with the same joke. It's a known fact that Katt Williams, he owns the New York Knicks, and he got a hardwood floor in his house that they play basketball on in his house. It's a known fact. And I'm like, it's a known fact that this is lame. What y'all doing right now? It is a known fact that all this stuff y'all doing is lame. One, if Kevin Hart, if you're going to respond back to Katt Williams, it should be you by yourself, not with your paper cut boys. Okay, Katt was up there by himself saying that. You don't respond with the paper cut boys. Plastic cup boy. I don't know. I would be sitting over there. How in the hell somebody gonna take you serious and you up there with a damn red cup? Like, man, I don't got my cup. Somebody move my cup. I can't go on stage without my cup. You gotta hold a cup everywhere you go. That is the dumbest damn thing ever. I would tell Kevin Hart to go straight to hell if he told me I had to wear. Dude, you gotta look. Carcino, I like you. I saw you YouTube the other day. Man, funny stuff. I'm gonna tell you right now, but you go on stage with me, gotta have a red cup. I'm gonna put you with the red cup boys, my plastic cup boys, or whatever the hell I call them. Now, look, y'all come up with a joke, you throw it out there, and then we'll build on it. And then if it's good enough, I'm gonna take it on the tour. All right, that's how it's working. Okay, I'm the boss. I'm Kevin Hart. That's how I'm doing it. Now, I don't want to hear it no more. You ain't really Carcino no more. Anybody need to know your name. You plastic cup boy now. Now get in there. Are you kidding me? Do you think I'm going to sit there and do that? Oh, my goodness. Oh, they played a clip of Katt taking what they said that was JB Smooth's joke. They shown some clips of Katt taking some jokes from other people, saying Katt took this joke from this guy. That was his joke. JB Smooth did that joke before Katt Williams. And they showed JB Smooth doing it on Def Comedy Jam. That was Corey Holcomb that did that. And he liked Katt too. So I guess what? He's switching up. According to y'all internet people funny. Y'all real funny. Y'all don't know how to follow the truth at all. He said, we've never seen nobody come from Los Angeles out of nowhere. They just picked Kevin Hart. It's not what happened. I told y'all the truth. Dame Dash is the reason that this happened. Paper Soldiers came along. If Paper Soldiers didn't come along, right? And they had that's how he was able to film that pilot. You know who was in that pilot? Amy Pollard. The guy from How I Met Your Mother. The one in, what's his name? I keep forgetting his name. The tall dude from How I Met Your Mother. He was the star in that. He was the star in the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That guy. Jason Segel, that's his name. Jason Segel, Amy Pollard, they were unknown. John Lithgow was the big star of the show. Well, I mean, no, not him. Judd Reinhold was in there from Beverly Hills Cop. Billy from Beverly Hills Cop. He was the star of that sitcom. And here comes a little unknown Kevin Hart to film this pilot of all of these people living in this house on this show. If he didn't do Paper Soldiers and they didn't see Paper Soldiers and said, that's the black guy we need. And they said, you got an audition out in California. Yep. If it wasn't for that, said, you got an audition in California, and he took the chance and moved out there and got an apartment, and he thought he had the show. And they tested the pilot, and it didn't do well. The studio decided, nah, we're gonna pass. So they passed on it. And all these people were so excited, and he went to all the parties anyway, man. He was out in LA. And at all these parties is all these producers that was working on the show and the network. And he just kept a positive attitude about it. Like, that's all right. We're going to do things. And people was like, don't worry. You're going to be all right. You're going to be good. You're going to be all right. So this is when he just got to LA. But they don't give no credit to Dame Dash. Dame Dash put up Paper Soldiers. That little small movie made this unknown comic the star of the movie. Dame Dash did that. That's what got him the audition for that TV show. As I told you, I know Kevin Hart's life. Know the life story. I know he was a male stripper. I know all about it. to make ends meet when he was doing stand-up. And when he went back to go to Canada, that's what really blew him up, because all these people who were there, who make the decisions, they was at that stand-up watching that show, and he didn't kill on that stage. That would have never opened up those doors for him internationally. That's what led him to get his passport, because he didn't even know what a passport was. When they was like, man, can you go to Canada? You got a passport? And he was, what the hell? You know, what's a passport? Got him his passport, went there, because now when it's time to film Fool's Gold, Katt Williams can't go to Australia to film. It was his role. Katt Williams, he couldn't go to Australia. We don't know why. So Katt got to tell the whole world why. Kevin Hart didn't just say, oh, I'm going to steal your role. They offered it to Kevin Hart because you couldn't go. Those were the facts. Oh, yeah, Kevin Hart. According to Kevin, he only did it like one time and got some money. Him and his buddy, they had the baby oil, everything. They was male strippers. But, hey, that's from his mouth that he only did it one time. Katt is not funnier than Paul Mooney. I don't know. It's just whatever you like. I love Paul Mooney comedy. He was funny. But Paul Mooney didn't like Eddie Murphy. So it was, they were hating on Eddie Murphy. It was the same thing. They the same type of comedian. You have comedians that just hate on other comedians. It's just what it is. Whose PR am I doing, Mr. McFly? Who justice am I doing? Because if I'm Kevin Hart, he ain't gonna like what this video is. Kevin Hart wouldn't like this video one bit. If I'm Katt Williams, Katt ain't gonna probably like this video either. So who the hell PR am I? I'm just telling the truth. Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't tell the truth no more. People don't want to do that. They just want you to jump on somebody's side and just ride it out. Y'all just reactionary for no reason. No, I give people their credit. I know what it took to get there. I give people they shine. What Tiffany Haddish had to go through on the comedy circuit and everything, like she was grinding out there. And he was like, she married a white man. Yeah, she married a white dude. She got divorced from the white dude. But none of that have nothing to do with what she was doing. Like it wasn't interfering with him. Oh, Katt Williams told a lot of truth out there. Like there's a lot of truth that you guys didn't know. And we pointed it out on the Patreon. We named names. Everybody know that about Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is one of the most bitter comedians there is. Now, he's done stuff to other people. I told y'all what happened on the special in Detroit because I knew what was happening when it was happening. I remember the promo on the radio station. I remember people calling me from there, my people from Detroit. They calling me up. I'm in Chicago. They know. Katt is huge here. Comedy is huge, especially black comics, is very huge in Chicago. Black folks will be doing nothing but the comedy show open up, we gone. We'll get dressed up, we going to the comedy club. That's one thing to go. Girls want to go. So that's one thing for sure. In Chicago, they gonna do. Detroit, they gonna do. In New York, they gonna do. LA, it's good. You know, it's like, yeah, we'll go to the comedy club. It's like it's like an everyday thing in LA. It's not nothing really big to it. New York is like the mecca for comedy. You gotta make it in New York. You don't make it in New York, you ain't gonna make it. Got to do New York. If you don't slay in New York, if you can't get them to go woo and wow. Dog, I spit the water out of my mouth when he said that about Steve Harvey. Open KB. Man, I was drinking some water. He was like, ain't nobody trying to see they ain't trying to hire no old country, can't talk. Open KB. Man, I spit the water out my mouth. It was that funny. That was hilarious. But I told you, Steve Harvey was hurt behind that. Everything that happened to Katt Williams in Hollywood had nothing to do with Kevin Hart. Had nothing to do with Tiffany Haddish. Had nothing to do with Steve Harvey. Had nothing to do with any of these people. He never addressed any of the reasons why he's out of and he's blackballed and he's calling himself that. That's a studio decision. The studios did that. Why did the studios do that to you? You said they created these lies about you doing drugs and all of these things. That was passed around, but you were arrested like 15 times. You was on the internet getting beat up by a teenage boy flipping you around, 13 years old, flipping you. And I'm like, it's on YouTube and you just getting beat up by some kid. It's like, what studio is supposed to hire you for a movie? Dude got like 30, 40 arrests for weed and guns. What? How is that Kevin Hart's fault? Am I just being dumb? Am I being dumb? It's the Illuminati. People, you gotta think. Y'all don't think anymore. Y'all listen and reactionary. Like he said all this stuff about Hollywood. He's the truth. Yes, this is the truth. That is facts. There are these rooms. That's the Illuminati groups and all of this that exists. That is not news. By now, we all know that's real. If you don't know, that's it. Yeah, personal accountability. He didn't take any of it. He actually literally sat on the couch and said, now I'm look at me. I'm walking through the neighborhood and I'm 140 pounds or whatever, and I'm gonna have it on me. Yes, I'm gonna have a gun on me. So if you pull me over 15 times you gonna get a hit. Because I'm gonna say, yeah, I got it on me. I'm 140 pounds. I smoke weed. So yes, I'm gonna have that. You gonna get a hit if you pull me over. Well, I'll be like, you need to stop driving. If you got a firearm on you illegally, why would you go on Club Shay Shay announcing that so they can really pull you over? They're gonna be, oh, Katt Williams, he's driving, pull him over. We know the guns on him. We know he got the weed on him. There we go. It's a hit. I know, I can see it on the Steelers right here. Yeah, but the thing is, you don't need the convictions. You can get that to go away. But now you've been arrested. It's on the news. You got mug shots. That don't look good for a studio. So why would Kevin Hart need to get you out the way? It don't benefit Kevin Hart to get you out of the way for what? The stuff you doing now, he was in 25 years, me and this man has never been in the same room with each other. Why would I want to be in the same room with you? If I'm Kevin Hart, if all you doing is going around hating on me in your interviews, your stand up, everything you're doing, why would I want to be in a room with you? See, the person that he didn't name is the person that really don't like him at all. Can't stand him. And he never mentioned him. And he know, and I know, that guy don't like you. And you never really brought him up no more. And you had this thing when you were going after him for a while. And he didn't like that shit at all. And that's Chris Rock. Now, we didn't go into that before, and I didn't go into it on the Patreon. But you know what you did with Chris, and you crossed the line. Now, that'll be the guy that'll blackball you. That'll be the guy that keep you out of everything. So that's what he does. Now, that's a sneaky bastard. Don't ever doubt that. Chris Rock will definitely use his power against you. And you know he don't like you, Katt. You know. He takes things very personal. Now, yeah, he brought up him getting slapped by a wig. Yeah, he do impersonations. I mean, he does like all of these different things about people, but Chris Rock ain't the guy y'all think. Chris Rock is very vindictive and very competitive and very like he don't like that. Now, Tony Rock and Katt was cool. Now they was cool. They was on the comedy circuit, like, and he'll big up Tony, but dump on Chris. And he went up there and roasted Chris Rock in New York City, where Chris is from, and made fun of Chris Rock's hands. Chris Rock didn't like that at all. He talked about Chris Rock hands. He got them damn T-Rex hands. He's like, he already got them T-Rex hands. He because like Chris Rock got this thing with this deformity with his hands for some reason. None of y'all really see it that much. He got like this deformity where his hands are like this. So he when he's shaking people's hands, it's like weird. So he talked about his hands, and he's like, he got them T-Rex hands. He was. Now you talk about, you made a show talk about your life. Everybody hates Chris. He's like, it's you, it's Tony. He's like, I see you, the brother, and the girl. So who's the brother? Who's the girl? You telling me that's your brother? So he made fun of Chris Rock. Deformity, he made fun of his brother. He was like, yeah, he don't do nothing for Tony and nothing. He did a whole roast of Chris Rock. Chris Rock can't stand Katt Williams. Tell you that now. Dave Chappelle love Katt. He love him. But he know. Don't even bring that guy up near Chris. Absolutely. Steve Harvey stole Katt Williams' joke. Steve Harvey stole Katt Williams' joke about the gas pump. Remember Katt Williams was at the gas pump? You can't even go to the gas station no more. You used to say, put 20 down and say, fill up. He's like, man, you can go to the pump. You can clean your windshield. You can clean everything up. Steve Harvey did the same joke on his show, on his stand-up. Oh, Kevin Hart was so lame last night, it didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense how lame he was last night. I mean, my goodness. Oh, you know Faison was going to talk. Faison can't. Him and Katt Williams been beefing for years. I know what he meant, but Faison I think he got something on Netflix where they got Faison on there, but you got to really dig to find it. Like, these dudes are super sensitive. I mean, for real, it was lame as hell, dog. For real. It was the lamest diss I've ever seen. And it was the first time Kevin Hart has said Katt Williams' name since 5 years ago when he was dissing Mike Epps and Kevin Hart came out and decided to go at him to defend Tiffany Haddish. That was it. Y'all, we all remember that. You remember that? He was sitting there on the Breakfast Club going off.
For what?
Whoa! Now, he said he chose drugs, which was never proven in any court of law or anywhere ever that Katt Williams took drugs. So that's really made Katt upset. But this is a response video by Kevin Hart. Do I think Kevin Hart smashed Tiffany Haddish before? Probably. Probably. Nah, I don't think Tiffany Haddish don't take me as the woman that's got standards. I think she gonna take a lot of shots in the mouth. She probably got them. She was married to a white guy too, so that ain't nothing up her. She'll be right in the alley. She had two at a time. Come on, Mr. Vice President and President of the film company. I take them both off. Look at you. She be going insane out there. You think she be like, shoot, I used to do this for free. Shoot, now I get a movie. I'm the star. Ooh, bring me more white ones. Who are you, the senior director? She gonna be just grabbing them, boy. What they did is they started doing damage control. They start digging up all old clips to try to make Katt look bad. They saying Katt Williams stole JB Smooth's joke. Katt Williams stole this joke. Katt Williams stole this guy's joke. Katt Williams, his chick, he choked and beat Hazel E. And he paid her to be quiet. Katt Williams is not what y'all think. I'm like, wow. Look at damage control. They have went through social media to go find anything they can, damaging on the man to bring it up. Of course, he wanted to be part of the mainstream game. That's why he's doing this. If I'm Katt Williams, right, and I got an 8-figure deal on Netflix, I don't care what anybody else is doing. Why are you on there talking about all these people and they took a deal and Ludacris ain't got nothing to do with you. Tiffany Haddish ain't got nothing to do with you. Katt Williams ain't got, Kevin Hart ain't got nothing to do with you. Steve Harvey ain't got nothing to do with you. Ricky Smiley ain't got nothing, but I understood why I understood why he talked about Ricky. I understood why he talked about Sid. I understood why he talked about Faizon Love. Because they brought his name up. But Steve Harvey ain't brought his name up at all. None of them other people did. So why is Katt doing that? Because if you play the card of victim right now, that is the new theme now, victim, and I ain't no sellout, and they tried to make me sell out, and you play on those tropes, it was the Illuminati, and they did this, and they tried to, it was a humiliation ritual, and they be, yeah, you know, that's brothers, man, that's Kool-Aid for them right there, boy. They drink that Kool-Aid up. I told you it was a humiliation ritual, and he said no. That's it. Yay, Katt, we with you, bro. Have Kevin on. I'll be like, my God, man, y'all are so easy to program. It's like on automatic pilot. It is on automatic pilot. Y'all, if y'all could just really look outside of yourselves, y'all are put on automatic pilot. For real, y'all are. Y'all can't even look at truth. I'm not capping for Kevin Hart. Once again, I'm not. Telling the truth. Y'all name me one thing Kevin Hart did to that man for him to start reacting the way he did. Why did it take this interview? Katt Williams said the same thing on radio that he said in this interview. Why did it take it now? Did y'all figure that out yet? Instead of promoting his project, he spent the majority of his time going through people or going over people and all this stuff. James Williams, I thought I was done too until more information came up. Kevin Hart turned down the opportunity to do an interview with Club Shay Shay. He was offered the opportunity to come on Club Shay Shay and break down, what he wanted to do. But like Kevin Hart said, you were the guy. You were the guy. But see, this is what I get to about Shannon Sharpe. Everybody said Shannon Sharpe did such a great job. And I said he did a good job of sitting back and letting Katt finish. But did he really do a good job? And I said no. Shannon Sharpe didn't do a good job. Oh, thank you. Misha, Kevin Hart said that man was on drugs. Do you know why he said he was on drugs? Do you know what that man was saying about him? You act like Kevin Hart just came out of nowhere and just said that man was on drugs. That's not the case. He was like, Katt is not my hero. Terry Crews is over him in a bathroom while Katt was laying on his back. Y'all don't think Katt is tormented about selling his soul for a big break? Let's just keep it 100. Oh, man. Now, this guy, Don Lamont, he sounds like a Kevin Hart, man. He sound like a Kevin Hart reporter. For his big break. Well, here's the thing. Some people consider weed drugs. So when he said he took drugs, you know, weed and marijuana is looked at as a drug. And he was like, you blew off promo shoots. You blew off this and that. That was you made that decision. Woo! Now, that sounds like a black man sticking up for a black woman. And Katt Williams went and apologized to Tiffany Haddish. And I don't understand that. You apologize to the woman, you take a picture with the woman, y'all cool, then you go right back to dumping on the woman. I don't understand that. I'm just saying, I know what Katt did with Kevin Hart is just some scumbag-ish. That was scumbag-ish. What he did with Kevin Hart was scumbag-ish. Kevin Hart has never done nothing to that man, period. He messed up his boat in Hollywood. It had nothing to do with Kevin Hart. Greg, no one's up here arguing about if Tiffany Haddish is funny or not. That's not the case. If you don't like Tiffany Haddish, you don't have to watch her. But somebody must have thought she was funny if they're gonna go see a movie. They damn sure thought she was funny in Girls Trip. She was funny in Nobody's Fool. I saw that movie. She was funny in that. So it's just the narrative. Like I told you, man, I'll tell you, it's like all these people on automatic pilot. Somebody said and everybody run with it. They got y'all brainwashed on automatic pilot, boy. What? Who offered me? Yeah, because you got Shannon Sharpe, who they kept saying he did a good job. I wouldn't say he did a good job. He did a good job of staying out of the way and letting Katt Williams finish. But Katt realized what was going on. He realized that Shannon Sharpe knows nothing. I can control the interview. If you watch the interview again, listen to what I'm saying and watch it again, and you will see what I'm talking about. He has total control of Shannon Sharpe. He's a master at this. Katt Williams is such a master because he's really intelligent. I keep telling people he's smarter than what he looks. He'll sit there, right, and they'll ask him a question, and he'd be, "But Katt," Shannon Sharpe, he just up there. He don't know what to ask. "Oh, Katt, now your name is Katt, but do you own any dogs?" He'd be, "I own a few dogs." He knows how to pause. He knows how. I'm using that as an example. I ain't saying that's how, but that's how the question sounded. Like he had no preparation for this interview, which I find very weird. How would you're bringing a guy on? I understand you don't know too much about what's going on, but you didn't have these people on your show. and they've asked these questions about Katt, you should know the history of what's going on here. So you could rebuttal or ask some things that would make sense. You should know something about Kevin Hart and Katt Williams. If you're going to allow him to come up there and say something, that's what makes a great interview. When you can actually bounce some words back and actually have the dialogue and conversation. When the people who watching the interview got more questions, and like, why ain't he asking that? Why? When you can even say the word expand, or can you elaborate? And if he just said, well, what do you mean? I would have, that's why I'm saying it would have went entirely different with me. Not the fact that I wouldn't let him speak. I'll let him speak, but I'm going to ask the questions and I'm going to rebuttal it at the right point in time. When he said something that when he said something that Katt Williams didn't like, Katt Williams said, you have an unfavorable allegiance to losers, and that's not like you. Man, it was the most hilarious thing ever, because he looked at him like he was disappointed and turned away from him like, and that's not like you. Oh man, it was hilarious. That was hilarious. And that is not like you. You see what he did? Like, give him a backhanded compliment. Like, you have this association with losers. And all I thought about it was, that's right, LeBron James, you have an unfaithful associations with losers. And that's not like you. No, because he should have asked him when he said they gave him roles. I'll be like, name some movie roles that they gave away to Kevin Hart that was yours. I would have asked him to expand on that. I would have asked him to do that. What are some of these movie roles? Because I've never seen a movie role where he did this, or they had a homosexual scene in it with him. Can you elaborate what movies are those for the people that's watching this? No pushback. No pushback. That's because he did not prep well for this interview. And you see that right there, and everybody's like, oh, what a great job he did. Man, he did a great job. I'm like, he did a great job of just letting Katt just do whatever the hell he wanted to do. Katt, he asked a question like, Katt had to tell him like, okay, now ask your question. Okay, Katt. Now, they said that you said all this stuff right here, Katt. Now, I'm telling you, Katt, boy, they on your head, Katt. Now, you tell me, is that true that they said that you had a blue shirt in that movie, but it was really purple? Is that true what they said? Come on, Katt. If you put a bunch of liars in the room, eventually the truth will come out. How would they have a blue shirt? Why would they say blue when everyone can see it's purple? You saw it was purple. Everybody know it's purple. Come on, Shannon Sharpe, you know. Yeah, Katt. I mean, come on. Come on now. He's sitting there talking to Shannon Sharpe about men doing things and taking it up the butt and all this stuff. And you sit there telling this to Shannon Sharpe. He knows all about taking it up the butt and with other men and boo thing. Do you know couch you're sitting on? And it might not be safe to sit on that side of the couch. Mr. Katt Williams. I'm just saying. So yes, he decided not to do the interview. Katt Williams is not going to sit down and do Club Shay Shay. Well, you would be upset too if you had a project or a movie coming out and you had these situations present themselves the way they presented themselves. That's right. They brainwashed for real. They are automatic pilot. You can do it's automatic pilot nowadays. That's how messed up they got people programmed. You just say target words. You say Illuminati, humiliation, progress. They want to force me in the room. That's all you need to say. It's done. Everything else is taken care of right there. They be, no, you ain't got to say another word. I know how this whole thing works. Now, Katt Williams was on the couch to do what? Right? Mostly people come up there, they're promoting something, right? What was he promoting? About 3 hours down the road, he said, oh, yeah, I have a Netflix special coming up in a couple of months. I mean, like, damn, couldn't you been talking about the special? The humiliation ritual. There was this big Illuminati meeting, and one guy got the deal, and it was Ludacris and Katt Williams, and one guy got 200 million, and the other guy was Katt Williams. I just saw a movie right now with Katt Williams in it. It just went off on HBO, where it was the last movie he was in with Owen Wilson. The last big movie he was in. It was with Owen Wilson and the guy from what was that movie that they kept going to Vegas? The Hangover. Yeah, the guy from The Hangover and them, they was father figures, and he was a homeless guy hitchhiking and let these white guys tie him up because they didn't feel safe having a black guy in the back of a car. So unless he was tied up. So they tied him up and put him in the back seat of the car. And then a train came and hit the car and all that. And I said, oh God, this is terrible. Katt is right. Katt don't need to promote his specials to sell out because Katt got the hood. Katt is funny. One, Katt kills it every time he goes out. I've never really seen him do they say Get Hard is better. I don't really remember. I remember seeing Get Hard, and I remember, but that's Will Ferrell's movie. That's not a Kevin Hart movie. That is a Will Ferrell movie. And Kevin Hart was the actor in it. But I don't remember anything gay with him happening in the movie. But he was trying to get, what's his name? Get him hard. Will Ferrell character. He was, man, Gator said he became Gator the pimp, baby. he was chosen. No, he was given an opportunity and he didn't drop the bag. Katt Williams was the guy. Katt Williams was that guy, but Katt Williams want to smoke weed. He wants to do what Katt Williams wants to do. And when you do all that stuff, saying he needs it to sleep, he needs it and all that, that's his medicine. Now it's, it's legal. Back then, it wasn't. I guess some people need weed. I don't. I'm just not one of those people who ever loved marijuana like that. But just because I don't smoke it and think of it as a waste of time and money, some people need it to function. So they say. What weed got to do with movies? Well, you got to film the movies, don't you? You know who else was high on the damn set of a movie that ended up ruining the whole film? Wesley Snipes in Blade 3. The studio decided we threw with Wes after what happened with Blade 3. And you seen what happened with Wes' career since then, right? So it ain't like somebody picking on Katt Williams. This is a studio decision. Not one time is he blaming the studio, saying the studio did this to me. No, he's blaming the doggone talent. You're blaming Kevin Hart. You're blaming all of these people that got nothing to do with you getting hired for a movie. Now you got to do movies like Haunted Mansion and something with the Wayans brothers. Not even the good one. You would like Marlon. You got to get in Marlon movies. You got to do, that's the only way you getting on the Hollywood screen. But you found your niche. You done made it out. No. 25 million views, man. Charleston White can get views. Anybody can get views on the internet. In Katt Williams' own words, if I took a shit in the middle of the floor, people would view it, right? If I took a shit in the middle of the floor, people would view it, right? Exactly. But it's still a piece of shit on the floor. So views don't mean anything. Now, here's the thing. Why do I care? I don't. You just implied that I did. Giving you my analysis and giving you based on truth and not with an alliance. This is why you can't process the information. Instead of saying, I want to see if Sino is right. None of y'all did. It's a fact that not one of you could ever find anything of Kevin Hart starting anything with Katt Williams. It never happened. The man spoke up and defended himself, and he said I was on drugs. Weed is a drug. You might not think so, Katt, but weed is a drug. And he said that's what did it. You did it. Take responsibility. You didn't do it. You didn't do your thing. And that's why. Don't blame Hollywood. Don't blame the white man. Blame you. You kept getting arrested. You the one wrestling a kid outside on the floor and think they're going to put you in a movie. He didn't get convicted. he got arrested. I mean, my goodness, you got a problem with the studio, take it up with the studio. Everything I've seen him in has been great. He was great on Atlanta. He was great on everything that he's ever done. Katt Williams' part was always the funny part. Katt Williams is gold. Okay? He's gold. Whenever he's on the movie, he's doing his job, he's gold. The product is going to be gold. He's funny. Is he funnier than Kevin Hart? Absolutely, he's funnier than Kevin Hart. But if you ask my mother, she like Kevin Hart movies more than she like Katt Williams. She don't like all that cussing and stuff he do. Katt Williams cuss. I mean, Kevin Hart cuss too. But she like watching Kevin Hart movies more than Katt Williams. So to each his own. But in my opinion, Katt Williams is a way better comedian. Way funnier. But this is not the point. This is what I keep trying to tell y'all. You can like both people. When it comes to black folks, they make you try to choose one. One got to be the guy. They don't do that anywhere else. Do you see two white comedians going at each other, a whole bunch of white comedians battling each other? No, you don't see it. Adam Sandler ain't mad at Ben Stiller. But y'all sit here and y'all go for this every single time. Like I tell you, it's on automatic pilot, this brainwash. They got y'all completely brainwashed. Why come every time somebody bring up weed, it's always a weed head that come back in here and pop up with alcohol? All right. Do we got sound now? Do we got sound now? Is the sound working now? Boom. Okay. We back. We got sound. Now that we got sound, let's get down. Here's the situation. Katt Williams has done specials. He's been on his tour talking about Kevin Hart like a dog. Then he goes on the radio, talks about him like a dog. Then Kevin Hart comes out, defends Tiffany Haddish, talking about Katt Williams. He never was going to address him. And none of y'all point that out as wrong. Kevin had never done nothing to him. He came out to take a shot at Kevin Hart for no reason. So he started it with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart came out and responded and then said he chose drugs. And now it's like, well, he said he chose drugs. So that's why he said that. No, it's been going on before that. Sky's been coming after him. He does not care about Katt Williams. Kevin Hart does not attack other comedians. That's not what he does. Who attacks other comedians? Katt Williams. But Chris Rock is the one he need to be thinking about. Because Chris Rock don't like him. Does not like Katt Williams at all. He still don't like you talking about his Tyrannosaurus Rex hands. Because his hands like this. Man, I got it. That's why when he talk, he be like this. And you were talking about it. He got hands like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. When you talked about his infliction, and then you talked about Tony, how he don't never do nothing with Tony, and Tony be out there on the comedy circuit on his own. He don't never want to do nothing with his brother. You, man, you really pissed him off. Katt Williams really went in on him on the stand-up. Now, when you do that, you got to understand there's going to be repercussions. And the repercussions that came through was big enough to shut it all down. It's not a champion. I'm telling the truth. Do you know what the truth is, good people? Y'all claim y'all all about the truth and all that. The truth. This is the truth. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like, because that's what it is. The truth. There is no sides. See, you guys are choosing a side, which is stupid. Look at the truth and just say it. And just say it for what it is. That's all you got to do. Now, this guy said, this is a propaganda piece right here. Cino says the NBA got magnet balls. It's rigged, but Hollywood ain't. When did I say Hollywood isn't rigged? Or when did I say it isn't? What did... Again, you see? Did you just see that right there? What were we talking about earlier? Programmed. No one said anything like that. Now, when did we ever sit here and say Hollywood ain't rigged? When did we ever say anything like that? You see that? Didn't you see? Now you see? Right there, right? Brainwash. Right there. It's on automatic pilot. Look at them. They just come in and start making up stuff. I said the NBA got magnet balls and technology inside the basketball. Why? Because they have listed it as fact. Wilson Basketball said the NBA basketball that they sell you in the stores is not identical to the one that is on the court. It's in the specs. They said they have electronical things inside of the ball. That's not me saying that. That's them. So that's called proof. That's called facts. Now, to say Hollywood ain't rigged, what do you mean? Of course it's rigged. Duh. Did you just figure that out? Did the Katt Williams interview let you believe Hollywood was rigged? You needed that? Hollywood been rigged since its inception. There wouldn't have had to been a thing called Black Hollywood when we had to save Hollywood. When the war was going on and they thought everybody was communist and was taking all the writers. Remember Trumbo? Of course you don't know about history. We built Hollywood from the ashes. Then they turned around and took it back away from us. How convenient. CJ Stroud passing for over 250 yards. Ooh, yeah, I'll probably take that. Yeah, I would take that. I think that's it. Just like Deflategate, and everybody think Tom Brady's the greatest or Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady is the greatest. There is no Deflategate. You see, that's another brainwash. You see how you quickly said Deflategate? Because there was no Deflategate. See, that's what I'll keep trying to tell y'all. No one looks at the facts. Y'all just remember hearing it. You remember hearing Deflategate so much, you think that will change the outcome of a game, didn't you? For all of y'all who don't know what that is, the Patriots were playing the Colts in a non-playoff game, regular season game, by the way. Now, in this regular season game, they played in the cold. The ball pressure from the football when they started the game was small. It wasn't at regulation. It was a few things lower. The game was close. And I think the Patriots was up by maybe 11, 12 points or whatever. And at halftime, they realized that the regulation, it wasn't a lot of air in the ball. So they put the air back in there to the regulation size. It had dipped down some. And everybody thought, oh, well, they were doing that to keep an advantage for the Patriots. It's a Deflategate thing. So when they fixed the problem at halftime, in the second half of the football game, the Patriots scored and whooped their ass even worse. So the football, it deflating meant absolutely nothing. The Colts got annihilated once they fixed the football. So, which was done at halftime. Now, they tried to make a big trial about it, make a big issue out of the deflation of the ball, knowing that Tom Brady did not deflate a football. But what's a better story? The thing is, people don't use common sense. Have you ever had a basketball and you leave it in a garage and you live in a cold area? What happens when you put air in cold surfaces? If you have something like a ball, you put it outside and it's cold, it's going to depreciate. The air is going to dip out of it. It's going to get reduced down. That's what happens when you put cold air around a ball. The basketball will lose air. The football will lose air. It's completely science and common sense. But we don't think. We don't think. We just say, all right, forget it. Deflategate. That's it. That's all we run with. Programming. Oh, if it was, well, it didn't change anything for them. I thought it was a regular season game because they got beat so damn bad. Exactly. There you go, LM. Just like your car tire loses air when it gets cold outside. Exactly. Cedric the Entertainer. Ced has one on. He got to stand up on Netflix right now. You said he was dead on about that. I know what he means, but I don't think it's true. Because I remember seeing Ced having some on it. But, like I said, let's deal with facts. Let's go right here. We're on Netflix. Type in Ced. Boom, there it is. Pops right up. Cedric the Entertainer special. All I typed in was Ced. See that? I typed in Ced. Cedric the Entertainer, live from the Ville. Right here on Netflix. So, he's on there. They got Earthquake. They got Katt Williams, World War III on here. So, yeah, it just started bringing up comedy. You know, it's just like some things he said on there that just didn't need to be said, like what he said about Earthquake, that he's a friend, like he cool with Earthquake and everything, but he can't read. I'm like, dog, if he can't read or that was something, that's nothing for you to even come out and say. You know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody that didn't do anything to you, dog. So it's just some of the things he do and did in the interview, I didn't agree with. That's just all it is. Just ain't gonna say he told a lie. But you just said a black man can't read. Now you gonna mess up an opportunity for him. Now people who listening to that, who a producer or anything, they look at Earthquake. Now they gonna say, "Well, I heard he can't read." That's not for another black man to go do to another black man and sabotage them. He might could fake it till he make it. You know, let that man eat. Why would you want to sabotage him if he ain't never did nothing to you? Like if somebody had a hand infliction or their hand was deformed and they was wearing a glove the whole time because they was insecure about their hand or whatever, and you go and tell somebody and tell the world, yeah, he got a messed up hand, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, that's up for that person to disclose, especially if that person ain't did nothing to you. I can see if him and Earthquake had a beef, but him and Earthquake ain't got no problems. Far as I know, and he even on the special, he was, man, I love Earthquake. Earthquake is funny. I'm like, then, well, damn, why would you do that to him? There's a lot of people that didn't know that Earthquake couldn't read or anything like that. There's a lot of people. I didn't know he couldn't read. I didn't know he funny as hell when he on the stage. So just because he said it don't necessarily make it true. But the thing is you said that to about a black man who ain't did nothing to you, and you could mess up a whole lot of stuff for him. Why? They didn't want to hear what Corey got to say no more, huh? Well, I beg to differ. 2024 is the year of truth. Why not 2023? Why you had to lie in 2023? What's going on? Man, I tell you, the brainwash is real, ain't it? All y'all do is regurgitate the last thing somebody said out their brain. Katt Williams said 2024 is the year of the truth. Everything getting revealed. What was wrong with 2023 being that year? The truth should always be the truth, no matter what. I don't care what date it is. I'm just gonna give it to y'all straight. I can't be sitting here lying to people. I'm a straight shooter. I speak the facts. You damn right. Ninja Turtles know karate, goddammit. I'm Leonardo. I'm gonna slice your dumb ass up. The age of something. I know. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get people. I don't care about whose side they're on, as long as they're looking at facts. See, y'all choose an alliance rather than looking at facts. The facts is they're both talented individuals. They're both good. Okay? They're both good. You can support both. You ain't got to say, hey, I'm with him and F him. That ain't the way it works. They make y'all choose whenever it comes to us. Do you see them make them choose between Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller? They don't do that. They honor both of them dudes. They never do that. With us, it's always got to be some type of combat, and we got to choose either or. I'm trying to get you out of the brainwash. Just look at stuff for what it is. Look at the truth. Both sides have said some things, and this is what's the truth, and this is what isn't. No matter who said it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all so confused by it. Y'all trying to figure out what alliance I got. You with Kevin Hart. Well, he said that about Kevin Hart. Well, maybe he's still with Katt. Well, which side you on? See, I mean, like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Get out of the brainwash. Get out of the brainwash. Okay? You got to get out of that cycle. Stop letting them control you. 2024 ain't the year of the truth. Okay? The year of the truth is any day of the week. The truth is what you search for. If you search for the lie, you will believe the lie. Got to get out of this. Even the devil can tell you the truth every now and then. So don't ever believe that. Pick a side, pick a side. No, ain't no pick a side. Look at the election. Who you gonna pick, devil or devil? Pick a side. Really? It's okay to like both individuals. I like Kevin Hart movies. I think Kevin Hart is funny. So I will support Kevin Hart. Katt Williams. Katt Williams is hilarious. Great stand-up. I will watch everything he does. If he's in a movie, I'm going to watch it. If he does a stand-up, I'm going to watch it. So I support both of them. And then when it comes to this situation, I can only tell you the truth. Katt Williams started all of this with Kevin Hart, period. If you want to know the facts, that's the facts. He started it unsolicited by Kevin Hart. He was mad and jealous and bitter. They chose Kevin Hart when he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. They moved on to Kevin Hart. He got mad. Now he's mad at Kevin Hart instead of the people that put Kevin Hart in there. doing what we do, crab in the barrel mentality. That was wrong. He was wrong for that. Oh yeah, what day that's gonna kick off? That interview with Jonathan Major. Because that's gonna come on. I've been waiting for that one. That's that ABC interview. They gave Kevin Hart the part because Katt Williams don't want to wear a dress. What movie did Kevin Hart wear a dress in? Didn't exist. Because it never was a dress in a movie with Kevin Hart. Randy Clark. Right, that clip you see of him wearing that is from a movie. I mean, from Saturday Night Live. Not from a movie. That was a skit on Saturday Night Live. So at that time, Kevin Hart had already been in movies. But yeah, if he didn't wear that dress on Saturday Night Live for that skit, you're right. That would have been his career would have been put on ice. Jonathan Majors will appeal and he will win the appeal. And once he wins the appeal, he will still have nothing. That's how Hollywood works. See, y'all don't even know. He has a movie coming out where he's playing a bodybuilder and they strip him down to his drawers and treat him like a spectacle on the show, playing a steroid-taking bodybuilder called Magazine Dreams that he's supposed to get the Oscar for, but we'll see. So now I see why the girl's been asking me about John Wick, because Netflix just got all of them. And now everybody's watching John Wick all crazy. This thing is a good story. You ever heard of John Wick? I said, Lord, give me the strength to deal with what I can't deal with. Right. I know, man. That's what we got to deal with nowadays, man. So that's why we always constantly fighting the narratives. But shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life. Shouts out to all y'all that showed up in here and showed love. I want to say thanks to all y'all who super chatted, who hit the like button. So a lot of y'all like the video, and I appreciate that. Damn D, Beefs, Ticket TV, welcome to HD IITV, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez, the Dreamers Pro, all of y'all in the chat that kept coming up here with good questions. And hopefully we have cleared all of this brainwashing that y'all got to do. All this pick a side. The only side that you should be on is the truth. Okay? The truth is the only side you should ever be on, ever. All of this, I'm with this person because this dude is cool, he funny. That's cool, but you ain't got to hate on the other person, and it's just what it is. What Kevin Hart did yesterday was not funny and lame. If he was going to respond back to Katt, don't do it with your paper cut boys. Okay? The paper cut crew and all that, that is lame as hell anyway, but don't do it with them. Cut them all off. You don't need them. All right. And don't forget to go to the Patreon. If y'all didn't sign up for the Casino for Life Patreon, you will find out all that Illuminati stuff that Katt Williams was alluding to, that meeting. You will find out why that meeting took place. You will know who was in there. Because it wasn't just Ludacris. Oh, no. No. You will see how important that meeting was, what was behind it, and why certain people got certain things. And you've seen this person a lot of times, and it didn't even trigger. Well, we name all those people for you. So you're welcome. And Katt was he told one thing that was really true. And it's the honest to God truth. He's like, you never really see these wives, do you? Where do these women come from? Like, they all seem the same. And they just come out of nowhere. These wives. He's just like, do they come with the deal? Trust me, it all makes sense to you. Watch that video. The Patreon uncut version on my Casino for Life Patreon. You should go there right after this video is over. All right, I'm out.